This is the plaintiff, Chris Lowry. He says his ex, the defendant, owes him money for 2 loans he made to her. And now that they've broken up, he's having one heck of a time getting her to pay him back. That's right. This woman owes him $4,500 for repairs to her car and for a loan he paid off for her. She won't pay him back. And he has no other choice but to sue her here and now for the money. This is the defendant, Josette Doyle. She says she and the plaintiff lived together for 5 years, and because he doesn't work, she paid all the bills. The plaintiff felt like he had to be Santa Claus to her while they were together, and never once said she had to pay him back for anything. She paid the bills and he gave her gifts until they split up, that is. Now he wants to stay in touch with her, and taking her to court is his way of doing it. She's accused of dissing an ex.
All parties, please raise your right hand. You seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Lowry, you and Ms. Doyle used to date, correct?
Correct.
How long did you date?
Approximately 6 years.
Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay. You broke up when?
Last year, July.
Who broke up with who?
It was mutual parting of the ways, I would imagine.
Is that how you would describe it?
Actually, I got home from work one evening and there was a lot of stuff going on. And
What was going on?
We had a dog that had crapped all through the house with diarrhea. He was sleeping on the floor, and I worked an 18-hour shift, and I was quite mad, and he left the next day.
Okay, but if he was sleeping, what was the problem?
Because he knew the dog has done it before because he was cleaning up the piles.
But, I mean, what was the problem with him sleeping? Because according to you, he was drunk. Not just he was sleeping, he was drunk.
Yes.
That's what you say.
He passed out, drunk on the floor,
Passed out
sleeping.
drunk. I mean, that makes it offensive. If my husband falls asleep and something happens with the dog, I'm not going to throw him out.
I'm sorry.
All right, but so was there a pattern of this? Was there an alcohol problem?
Yes, there absolutely was.
For both of you or just for one of you?
I drank as well.
Okay.
But I was not a drunk as he was. I mean, I had the
And was that your estimation too, that it was more of a problem for you, or you feel that you have no problem and she's the one with the problem?
I wouldn't say I had a problem at all.
You wouldn't say you had a
no,
problem at
I
all.
mean,
Would
the
you say
dog
she
was,
had a problem?
Well, you
did. In your complaint, you said that she was often inebriated and she was a bartender and that
This is true.
Yeah, you did say
That is
that,
correct.
right? Okay. Any DUIs?
No.
Any DUIs?
Yes.
How many?
4.
Okay, yeah, 4 DUIs is a problem.
Over a 30-year time frame.
Okay, no. One in 100 in a lifetime.
That's fine.
One in a lifetime is a problem. 4 is a problem.
Okay.
And it's a 30-year problem, you know?
Sure.
All right, so you guys break up and you are now suing for $2,000 paid to repair a car and $2,500 paid to the employer. Let's first talk about the car.
The car was purchased initially by her, and then after driving it for a year, we had to take it off the road because it needed, obviously, mechanic work. That being said, after a year, I received an award in regards to a compensation case.
A settlement on a workers' comp.
Correct.
Okay.
I gave her $2,000 to purchase a different vehicle because she was not happy with that one.
Okay.
That, in turn, was utilized to purchase a bedroom set.
Okay.
That being said, I took the vehicle that we still had and I took it to a repair shop where it was repaired for $2,000.
Okay.
Which I have the receipt for.
Okay.
The other monies.
Okay, before we go to the other monies, can you tell me, you know, you're together for 7 years. You're living together, right?
Correct.
And people pay bills back and forth. You're living like a married couple. And so why does she have to pay that back? I'm sure there were things that you paid. In fact, according to you, you were supporting him most of the time.
I did, Your Honor.
Okay. Who was paying the rent or the mortgage?
We split it most of the time.
Okay.
Or he
So
was
why do you say that you were carrying him a bunch of time?
Because Chris did not have a job a bunch of times.
Okay.
I had gotten him 2 jobs that he actually lost due to alcoholism. And there were ones in between that he was fired from. So there was a lot of unemployment.
Okay.
with
So
Christopher.
when he paid $2,000 to repair the car, by the way, what month and year was that?
June. I'm not 100% sure of the exact date for the vehicle.
All right, but so what year?
Last year, 2018.
2018?
Correct.
When that money was expended, was there ever any discussion that she would have to pay you back?
Yes, it was, briefly.
Do you have that in writing anywhere, like a text, an email,
There
promissory
was a verbal
note?
discussion between she
Okay,
and I.
and now let me ask you, was there in fact a discussion that you would pay him back?
There was absolutely none whatsoever, and I went to the place where he had gotten the repairs done, saying that I never authorized him to even have the repairs done.
Okay, so you went to the place where the repairs were done and you got a statement saying that they never talked to you?
Exactly, that
Right,
it was
that
never
he took-
authorized by me.
Right, but that doesn't necessarily prove that you didn't. Like, did you ever tell him you were going to pay him back for
Never.
that?
He never asked for the money at that time.
He never asked.
No.
It's not until you broke up that he needed.
Yes, months later.
Or that he asked for it. All right. Who broke up with who? You did. According to-
Well, as nasty as I was to him that evening, he had gotten up the next morning and had left.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So how long do you wait before you start loaning a boyfriend or a girlfriend money?
Ooh, 6 months.
6 months.
6 months, yeah.
Why do you say 6?
I feel like 2 months is too short, but I feel like after
So you think you could get to know somebody in 6 months?
I feel like it's
Ha.
rude. I feel like it's rude after a while.
What do you say?
I try not to lend the money at all.
Wow, are you married to this guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ever loaned you a penny?
So 27 years and nothing.
Perfect. Going inside the courtroom.
So now the $2,500 paid to the employer, you had incurred some kind of debt with your employer,
I did. He gave me a cash advance.
and then you were paying $50 a week off on it.
I was paying 50 every 2 weeks, 100 a month.
Okay. And then what happened?
I guess there was a deal made between Chris and my.
Well, it's not like you're not going to know about it. He's going to
No,
tell
I did
you.
not know.
He didn't tell you, hey, hon, I paid it off?
I did not know he paid it off until when I asked that afternoon because he was working there because I got him a job there as well. And I asked another bartender, I said, where's Chris and Greg? And she goes, oh, they had something to do. Then afterwards, when he came back, is when he told me he paid Greg back. They went to the
Oh, okay,
bank.
so he tells you when he does it. I mean, if he's going to do something
After it
that
was
nice.
done. Oh, yes. After
Kind of
it was
silly
done.
to do it and not get the credit, right? So you did tell her. All right. So had you
Absolutely.
talked about it with her before that?
I had mentioned it as well as the vehicle, but along the same lines that.
Okay. Do you
went
have
by
any
the
proof
wayside.
that
I have-
that was something that you expected to get paid back? And that,
No, it's the same way. It was a word. I mean, it was a verbal.
Okay. Were there
agreement.
times when you weren't working and she was carrying you?
During the time I wasn't working, I was also receiving biweekly payments from compensation. So I also made 3 different occasions payments, 6 months plus in rent, and that was that.
Right.
happened on
Just tell
3
me
different
what you
times.
expect a court of law to do. When you guys commingle your funds, you live together, you share expenses, and it's working out for everybody. But then you break up. Am I supposed to go through 7 years to tally out who came out ahead here?
No, I don't expect
Right,
that.
I can't.
Just,
So you picked 2 big ticket items, but her response to that is, I never said I'd pay him back. You have no evidence that she said she'd pay you back. And she's complaining, look, we paid for each other. We paid for a bunch of stuff for each other. You know, we did what couples do. I pay this, you pay that. You know, nobody's sitting around saying who had the salad, who had the burger, because that's not how relationships work, Judge. And why isn't she right, you know, when we get to this? If you have 0 evidence, you know, because people prove their case like this. I have boyfriend, girlfriend, was it a loan or a gift? All day long, okay? This is a steady diet.
Correct.
And, you know, and there's stuff back and forth where people can show me the text where you said, don't worry, thank you so much, I'll pay you back. Or there's a witness. Or there's a promissory note.
right.
You know, something. But you don't have to have a promissory note. I realize it's boyfriend, girlfriend, but Lord, something, right?
No, I
Something
agree.
other than a bad breakup. Because these are amounts that you expended a year ago. So I'd expect to see an effort to collect. Was there any effort to recover this money?
There was a restraining order in the process, and I didn't want to jeopardize that in any way, shape, or form, so I made no attempts to contact her.
Well, Mr. Lowry, the problem that we have is that you have 0 evidence that she obligated herself to pay these things back to you, and that they weren't just what couples do, where people cover for each other and it all comes out in the wash. She's denying it. You don't have any witnesses. You don't have any texts. You don't have any emails. You basically come in kind of empty-handed.
I have the receipts to prove.
No,
that I-
nobody denies you paid those
Okay,
things. That's
so,
not the issue,
fair enough.
see? What matters is there evidence? Because I can't obligate a party here to pay for something that a party there says they're obligated to pay for unless there's evidence that they're obligated to pay for it. It's your word against hers.
Sure.
Okay, verdict for the defendant.
Thank you.
So it doesn't work too well for the plaintiff today in court. You heard the judge's decision. You gave her no evidence. You
That's
know?
fine. I decline to comment.
Okay, you're fair.
Thank
you
you.
can do that.
Good night.
Thank you very much. He declined. Ms. Doyle,
Hello.
how do you feel?
I feel vindicated.
Good for you. Obviously, there's no love lost between the moment. No,
Absolutely no.
really.
No, it hasn't been for a long time.
Sorry about that.
No, it's good. No, it's a good thing.
Got to take that back. Then. Okay. Congratulations. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Harvey?
Doug, I know this sounds weird, but when you move in with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you should set the financial ground rules immediately. It sounds uncomfortable, and maybe it is a little uncomfortable, but it's a lot more so if you don't.